Now, guys, in this one, we're going to take a look at Rochester from a maps perspective. I'm going to show you where most of our clients are actually looking at. And by the end of this video, you're going to be able to cut out over 90% of the locations for where not to live in Rochester, New York. So let's go.
Guys, starting off the bat, let's look at some of these highways that we absolutely have to take into account, and then we'll go into specific suburbs. But one of the things with Rochester, right, is especially if you're looking to get downtown, then you got to take either the 490 east or the 490 west. Now, all this is going to be connected right over here from 390, which obviously transits to 590 over here, and then this direction over there as well. I'm going to see if I can have some kind of maybe like pen that I can use to just draw on the screen, but I don't think that's going to be the case, but you can kind of see it right there. 590 going up, you got 490 going west this direction, and then you've got 490 coming in east this direction. Now, this here is the heartland of Rochester, right? So when you see the Genesee River, which covers obviously the east side and the west side, it goes through right here. But this is downtown. You can tell because you've got South Ave rolling right here. You've got St. Paul Street, and then most importantly, you've got Elm Street right here. And the nice thing about Elm Street and the nice thing about this proximity is you've got every single thing that you're possibly looking at. So, for example, right there, you've got the Hyatt. And then coming from the Hyatt, you've also got some food places. You've got the contemporary art over here. You've got the church, which is here, and then Dinosaurs Barbecue over there. Now, I think they're closed. I'm pretty sure they're closed. Uh, yeah, the holiday hours and things like that. So take all that into consideration. The one thing too that you got to know is when you're coming downtown Rochester, you've got East Broad Street, right? And I bring all these up because when you're thinking about a proximity play and you're like, hey, where do I go? What do I do? What you got to understand is all of these highways eventually lead outside of Rochester, and they traverse either to Syracuse over here, which is going to be with Route 90, or Buffalo, which is over here, and that's also going to be with Route 90. So what you're going to see with the kicker is, for the most part, this is going to be 490 here, and then 490 you're going to go east to Buffalo in the exact same direction. You're going to go west to Buffalo, and then you're going to go east to Syracuse. I can't speak today. I'm kind of tired. But with that being said, let's also take a look at some of these specific neighborhoods. And, we're not just going to go into some neighborhoods that people have talked about in the past. I want to go into very specific details because I think there's places that people don't really consider that I got to tell you are absolutely hidden gems. So with that being said, one of the first things that I want to go over is East Rochester. Now, East Rochester is going to be right around here. You've got St. John Fisher University, which used to be a college, but university here. You've also got Oak Hill right there, and then you've got Naz. So Nazareth and St. John Fisher, they're very, very deep rivals. But the reason I bring up East Rochester is a few reasons. Number one, it's proximity, right? When you look at East Rochester, all you got to do is go up 490, go this direction, and you're right there. And following that, in proximity to Pittsford, to Penfield, to Panorama, and all these other locations, it's fantastic, right? One of the reasons that I like East Rochester so much is, again, as soon as you come right here, you got this park, you've got Holly Cake House, and then you've got a lot of food. One of the things, especially if you're just driving on Washington Street, is you're going to get this panoramic area. So you got this U-Haul neighborhood dealer. You've also just got builders over here. You've got bakeries and delis. And this specific street, obviously going from North Washington to West Lindell, Magnolia, this kind of area is East Rochester's vibe. I think that's the best way for me to put it. This is where a lot of people obviously go to hang out, to eat, to just enjoy the neighborhood as a whole, right? You got Wegmans, which is over here. So I'm going to take you on a little bit of a tour. We're going to drop you off right here and then just start traversing some of these locations because, again, it's super duper pretty. So this street right here, I believe this is Washington. Yep, it's Washington and Fairport. As soon as you keep going this direction, you are going to get more and more greenery. You're going to get more and more scenery as well. And these homes here, they do tend to be a little bit on the older side, but it's not to say they're not good whatsoever. I've sold a house to a client of mine actually on Washington Road. Now, I'm not going to go into specific details, obviously, but this is what you're going to get for the most part when it comes to kind of what the homes look like. right? Green spaces, beautiful scenery. It's just a nice area. Can I move this out the way? I don't think I can. I tried. And then as soon as we just keep going this direction, let me make this a little bit bigger. And we go this way. You get more and more streets. Now I'm going to take you this direction and then take you this direction. Because what you're going to see as soon as we start getting here is number one, the park, the soccer field, which is right here. There we go. That's kind of what the soccer field looks like. Just a place that a lot of people are going to obviously just hang out, enjoy soccer, play with some friends, things of that nature. Now, if I take you here, this is kind of what quintessential East Rochester looks like, right? So you've got this bridge that most people come through. And then as we start going, you got Wendy's, which is obviously you need a Wendy's. Who doesn't need a Wendy's, right? But here, you're going to see a lot of really cool things. If I'm not mistaken, there used to be this really cool like Greek restaurant here. But I think they might have gone out of business or something. Yeah, it looks like it. Oh, what a shame. But this is kind of what quintessential, East Rochester looks like. Now, obviously, it is a little bit on the older side, right? Like it is on the older end more than anything else, but I don't think it means that it's old. So this is my favorite restaurant of all time, which they have breakfast. That's amazing. But as you start coming here, like you've got all these shops, like you've got Lattimore's, which is a physical therapy. It's where my mom goes for her therapy. And then as you start coming here, you've got all these shops here, right? So that's why I say this area is kind of like the quintessential downtown of East Rochester, because you got malls, you got food places, and all of this as well. Now, a lot of the homes that you're going to see in East Rochester, a lot of the buildings that you're going to see, they do tend to be a little bit on the older end, more than anything else, just because historically speaking, East Rochester it's an older neighborhood. You know what I mean? But it's also something that people do enjoy. It's also something that people do obviously like, and that frequency and that vibe is kind of what people are looking for as a whole. So with that being said, let me drop you off right here so we can kind of see everything. The other thing with East Rochester that you're getting is these kind of like these built-in structures, meaning that a lot of the homes have history to them, right? I'll show you eventually Susan B. Anthony's house as well. But a lot of these homes, since they were built in the 1800s and 1900s, there's a lot of story to those homes. Now, we're seeing this park here. I'll drop out the name for you guys so you can obviously just get it here. Let me see if can I play there? I don't think I can. Well, whatever. It's Edmund Lloyd's Park. Edmund Lloyd's Park. Lloyd's Park. You got a baseball field here, obviously. Little, what's this called? Gazebo, I think. I can never think about its name. I'm bad with names, guys. I'm sorry. That really is a problem of mine. Is I'm really bad with names. I remember I was talking to a friend of mine, and she's like, "What's my name again?" And I was like, "I forgot. Sorry. We've been friends for a year. You don't remember my name?" I was like, "No, I do know it. I'm just bad with names." So you gotta have like acronyms. Her name was Katharina, so I called her Kat. Anyways, back to these homes. What you guys are seeing again, like when you look at the structure, and I'm not trying to diss this house in particularity, is you're seeing some of the older hinges, right? You're seeing some of the older finishes, and that's okay with me. The thing in terms of what I look for is I really like this design. So when you've got these shingles, I like it when the shingles are a little bit on the closer end, just like this, right? I think big shingles are, number one, I think they're more flappable, meaning that they can obviously be removed quicker. And number two, I just don't think they look as good either. So that's kind of why I like the bigger look when it comes to the shingles. Now, obviously, that's East Rochester. We wanted to show that from a proximity standpoint and kind of what that looks like. Now, as we start traversing East Rochester and start making these movements here, you've obviously got this direction, which eventually leads to St. John Fisher University, and then eventually leasing to NAS as well. And I know a lot of you guys, when you are calling us, you're like, hey, I have children. So cool. Let me show you what Fisher looks like. So as soon as we go here, this is the church, and I know this because I went to Fisher. So this was my school. So as soon as you come up here, I dropped you in the wrong direction, whatever, it's okay. So this is right there. This is Keegan. This is the chapel. Yeah, I dropped you in the wrong location. Let's keep going this way. So that's chapel, but that's not where we want to go. We actually want to go this way, and we want to go this way. But I don't think it's going to let me. Will it let me or no? No, it won't. Okay, that's okay. So, because what's going to happen is this over here, guys, is administration, like right here. So this is the administration for the school. Right there. That's the administration building. And these are classes. So yeah, it won't let me go. I think I don't know why, but that's okay. So these are classrooms here. That's the admissions office here. And so is this one as well. Administration is admissions. And then you got some buildings and some places over there in the back. But that's kind of what Fisher looks like from a proximity standpoint, and a few other things as well. So I can go this direction. Obviously, I can lead you directly to Pittsford and the dairy farm. But if I keep going this way, it's going to take too long. If I keep going that way, what you're going to see is right there from a proximity standpoint, boom, you get directly into NAS. Now, I didn't go to Nazareth, so I can't tell you everything, but you've got Peakham's Hall here. These are all buildings, by the way. These are all school buildings. So meaning the academic buildings, because people got to be academic weapons. So that's kind of what that looks like from a proximity standpoint. You've got the community center here, so that's just where people work out and play. But we're focusing a little too much on East Rochester. I want to go to the other side of the area, and I want to move you a little bit further out. So when a lot of people are thinking, they're like, hey, listen, what's East Rochester's average home price? Hovering around maybe $200,000, give or take. But if we keep going this way and you want something just as affordable, but in terms of proximity, you want something close to the beach, well, then you've got West Irondequoit over here, right? This is Irondequoit as a whole. This specific area is Irondequoit as a whole. But if we're looking just at West Irondequoit, you've got a few things. Now, if we come just around here, right? First and foremost, you've got these, you got these lake houses, Finger Lake cottages. You've also got home services here. You've got electrics over here. You've got churches here. You got the middle school there. In terms of a proximity standpoint, what you're getting is a super duper close enough area to the actual lake, right? These homes, and I'm going to try to put you here if I can. Let me see. I don't even think it's going to let me. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to let me in the first place. Let me see if I can drop you off, maybe like right there. Yeah. So these homes, guys, like they have gone up tremendously in a price. If we just keep, it doesn't even matter where we go. Like if we go here, that is the lake. Like these are as, synonymous with lake houses as you want to put them. So these homes have definitely appreciated in value a lot, but at the same time, it's not like it's crazy expensive. For the most part, you can definitely get a decent house for maybe something around $200,000-$300,000. And you've got some apartment complexes as well. So that's kind of what that looks like. This Windjammer, this is Seabreeze. Oh no, this is a bar actually. Seabreeze is around here somewhere though. But with that being said, I'm going to drop you off close to West Irondequoit just so we can have a good enough idea of what everything looks like, which is going to be, boom, right there. So this dropped me off at where it thought West Irondequoit's name recognition would be. When we look at the streets, right, guys, and we look at the homes and we look at everything, what are we seeing? I think we're seeing something very similar to East Rochester. Like we're seeing a structure in which a lot of these homes, a lot of these places are just very, very old school and very, I think rudimentary is a nice word. Now, obviously you got more options, right? This one has a 3-car garage. So you got all the shedding there. But for the most part, a lot of these homes are in very nice neighborhoods. They're in cul-de-sacs. And it's not like you're getting anything crazy out of it. Now, if I take you back here, drop you off here because this is the school district, then we've got the school over here, right? So this is West Irondequoit. East Irondequoit and West Irondequoit have very, very deep rivalries from a high school perspective, locational perspective, everything like that. Now, I can't sit here and say this area is better. I can't say this area is worse. Do what you want to do and figure out where you want to live. I can tell you from a qualification standpoint, a lot of our clients, they do like West Irondequoit schools. They do. Homes here are hovering around $200,000. And for the most part, most of these areas are very, very safe. Like this is, again, prime example of a Akita Sec. This right here, right? Like these homes are in safe neighborhoods. Like these schoolings are very, very safe. The police, when they're looking at where can I get to where, or where can I get to by when, they're going to choose these options. Like they're going to choose this from a proximity standpoint. So that's kind of what that looks like. And then just moving on, there's not really too much to discuss. I think for the most part, especially if you are trying to think about West Irondequoit, you've obviously got St. Paul Boulevard, which is going to lead this direction. And then that gets taken off through Route 104. So you go right here, connect to St. Paul, and St. Paul takes you up to Western Irondequoit, which is right around here. Now, there's a few different options that you have to actually get, if we want to, again, talk specifically this proximity, so like in the middle of nowhere. But you can obviously just go from List Ave this way, Winedale, and then you can come this way over here as well with Portland Ave. For the most part, nothing crazy, nothing too wild. Here's some of the hotel prices look like. The photos are probably the best bet. You've got boats. That's a big boat. Homes, buildings. Cool. So that's West Irondequoit for you. Now, moving on. I also want to talk specifically. Obviously, we've got West Henrietta here, right? We talked about West Henrietta a lot. I want to talk about this specific area. So this specific suburb in West Henrietta, right next to Miller's Pharmacy, Erie Station Road, this proximity, and I think this is where it's going to blow up. I really, really do, because the next area that we're going to talk about, hint, is going to be somewhere in the inner side of Chili. There's a specific neighborhood that I want to show you. But this area in West Henrietta is prime for growth. And here's what I mean. If I drop you off I'm going to drop you right there. You should be able to see. Yeah, perfect. So you've got, this is going to be Riverton's, the apartment complex. Miller's Pharmacy is right here. So that's Miller's Pharmacy. I won't let me go in, which is annoying, but what's inside of Miller's Pharmacy and what's inside of these buildings are not religious. They're ceremonic, like Rochester Nepali community locations, meaning that it's kind of where the town halls are. There is a church. There is a Baptist church right here as well. But that's the pharmacy. And then if you're thinking about sports and what to do, you've got a basketball court here. I've had my fair shares of ankles broken. And then a tennis court right here. But now, again, when you're thinking about why this area, right? First and foremost, I can promise you this: the growth trajectory of these locations are insanity. Now, if we just keep going right here, I don't think it's gonna. I hope it does, but I don't think it will. Okay, no, it will. Cool. We're gonna keep going. This way, Kennel blend. It's weird. It won't do it. Whatever. Cool. So for whatever reason that lost me, but if we go this way, right, and then we go right here on Planters Row, bam. This is what I want to show you guys. So this area if you come this way, right there, that's 7-Eleven. And these buildings are like, this is a haircut place. This is a Nepali restaurant right there, right? These are homes, and this is what I wanted to show you. So a lot of these are completely new build homes, right? So like right here, for example, it won't let me go through, but these are new builds. Like all of these are new build homes. It won't let me go through again for whatever reason, but like these are older homes. But if we just go inside and we keep going here, and then we just go like somewhere like maybe like right there, right on Hummingbird Way. These are older pictures, but these used to be new constructions. Like all these used to be new construction homes. Now, from a proximity and locational standpoint, you're going a little bit further out from Rochester, and that's for sure. There's no question about it. But if we just go right here and then go up this way, take 90 and then take 390, you're right up here to Rochester, which is super cool, I think. Right? So that's this location. Now, the other thing, obviously, you got Scottsville over here. You got a Cooper Vision. You got all these places that are actively being built. But what I want to show more than anything else is if this location is actually prevalent and this location is actually here, then we're going to find something like right around there where they're building newer and newer areas. Faber's building, and I am going to just make this even bigger. All right, I'm going to just drop you guys off like right there. I know. Don't worry about it. I got you. We're going this way. We're going this way on Martin. And these are new build communities, right? So like if we just keep going right there, these are all new build communities. We sell mold. Like our team has sold probably most of these new builds. Our team has probably sold both of them. This is such a popular area for people looking to relocate. I mean, it's cheaper. You know what I mean? The homes are hovering around the $400,000 price range. So when you're thinking about obviously making that purchase, it's like this isn't going to be a no-brainer. So that's right here. This is just such a fantastic neighborhood too. Like this is literally in a community that we live in. But these are fantastic homes. Now, obviously, that's Bradgate. You're probably like, hey, how specifically are we getting there? It's such a simple locational proximity play. If we keep going on Moore Road, now obviously these images are 2021 and things of that nature. But if we keep going on Moore Road, eventually what you're going to see is that street in which we had that Miller's Pharmacy location. Right. So like if I keep going right there, if you look in the bottom left-hand side, guys, if we keep going here and then we keep going here, this is where it's going to hit me right there. So now you're seeing these streets, right? So you got Moore Road. And then if we go this way, it all comes together. You got Miller's Pharmacy. So that's from a proximity standpoint, like this is a very, very good area. It's a good location. It's a place that we're seeing a lot of people always just, conjourning to, making that move to, connecting to, vibing to. So that's kind of what that looks like. Again, from a proximity standpoint, all you got to do is take this street up. You got, Route 90 here, and then you can go up to work in Rochester, which is going to be 390. You got east and west. This is 590. This is still 390. Eventually, it's all going to lead to 490, and then you get in the inner city of Rochester. So that's kind of what that looks like from a proximity standpoint more than anything else. And that's kind of what that looks like here, especially in West Henrietta. So we are going on to neighborhood number 4, guys. So let's go boom, 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 Charlotte, Rochester. Now we're moving on a little bit higher up again, right? And this is going to be the Charlotte area that people love because you got number 1, the Charlotte Beach, which is right here. That's our what's this thing called? I keep forgetting its name. I'm going to call this our totem pole. It's the best way for me to put it. Obviously, you're seeing, West Irondequoit here. Now, the difference and the difference maker between Charlotte and West Irondequoit is the Genesee River. Because the Genesee River, it separates these locations from the west side and the east side as well, right? So obviously, you got these homes here. These homes are going to be a little bit more on the expensive side, compared to anything else, but you're literally like on the water. Again, what you can tell just by looking at Charlotte is you're seeing a more of an elegant location. I don't want to say it's better because I think all the locations are amazing, but you are seeing like a more magnanimous house, a more conjoining house, a bigger house, more expensive house as well. These homes, for example, you're easily going up from 500, 600,000 above, and it's so much more on the expensive side. Now, if I'm going to show you a home that our team partnered up with a little while back, I think it was like maybe a year ago, give or take, and I'm going to try to find that so we can show it to you. But guys, like these are the neighborhoods that you're going to be getting. You know what I mean? Like this is kind of what the area looks like, and this is a look at this. This is perfect. Like boom, boom on the lake. Like what? Can't beat that. Can't beat that with a bet. Now, obviously, it's going to be a lot more expensive than anything else, but Charlotte it's definitely worth it, in my opinion. In my opinion. Now, this is my channel, so it's my opinion. But now you're also getting a lot of places to obviously eat and then just enjoy, right? For the most part, Charlotte is going to be for, in my opinion, that retiree community. That's not to say that we don't have schools. We do have school number 42 right around here. But for the most part, if you are looking for schooling and things of that nature, then you've got Pittsburgh, Penfield, Brighton, those proximity locations. The reason I bring up Charlotte is because, again, like if I literally drop you off right here, you're gonna get a marina, and then you're gonna get a beach, and you're gonna get places to eat, right? Like it doesn't get better than this for a lot of people. So that's kind of what that looks like. You've got, I think this is a pub. Yep. You got this beautiful, beautiful bike trailway right there. And then right here is you've got the marina, right? So you got the marina. Now, if you keep going north and you keep going this way to get to the beach, what you're going to get more than anything else are these train tracks. And then here, because this is going to be Lake Ontario Beach. Like if I keep taking you to this location, you will eventually get to Lake Ontario Beach. It's right there, right? So that's kind of what that looks like. This is the lighthouse over here. And then you've got the tennis courts, you've got sports fishings, you've got the family restaurants. It's such a good area. Now, if you're thinking, you're like, hey, I don't want to live on the beach, I want to be close to it, but I don't want to live on it. I love that because I'm the same way, right? So here, if we just let's take you to Poland, and then you can kind of see, this is where the homes are again going to get back to that older shape, right? You can obviously tell that this one was revamped, this one was redone, the shingles are newer, but for the most part, these communities do tend to be on the safer end. They tend to be decent communities, they tend to be all right communities, but there's definitely other communities that I would look at, especially if you're not looking to necessarily retire. These homes are also going to be on the cheaper end compared to anything else, but one of the big things that I want to talk to you guys about here is flood insurance, right? Like, make sure that you have all the numbers taken into account, because it's going to be expensive. Like, especially if you're literally living on or in such a close proximity to the water, you want to make sure that you have all the financials of it taken into account, because people think that it's just about buying the house. It is for the most part, but there's also going to be a lot of added caveats, which is cool. Like this house, for example, beautiful house, right? Very, very different compared to what we just saw in the other street over. But imagine how much more these are going to cost as well. Now, if you can afford it, awesome. Give us a call. Our team, we sell so many beach houses. But for the most part, these do tend to be obviously in the upper echelon of price point as well. And it does kind of make sense. Now, when you just look at it, right, like literally the dichotomy of these two streets are just crazy. Like, look at how pretty and well maintained those homes are. And if we just go this way, these homes tend to be a little bit on the older end. Yeah. So that's obviously all that, Charlotte is really pretty though. I do like Charlotte a lot. My family and I, we go to the beaches very, very often. Just not now. It's like 4 degrees, but we do tend to go to the beaches very often. And we like the area a lot. You know what I mean? When we have family, we take them here and we just go to Lake Ontario. And then you've got the pier, which is right there with this. I keep forgetting its name. What is this thing called? If you know what this thing is called, let me know in the comments section below. I can't think of its name, which is really annoying. But yep, that's the beach. That's kind of what that looks like. That's a lot of snow. I wouldn't recommend going, obviously, in the snow time. But hey, it's completely up to you. But that's Charlotte. Cool area, nice proximity. Now, let's move on. I think this is going to be number 5, if I'm not mistaken. Charlotte was 4. This is number 5. Yep. That being said, guys, just wanted to put this out there too. We are licensed professional agents in the great state of New York. Listen, if we can help you find a home in any of these locations, give us a call, shoot us a text. Our phone numbers, everything is in the description below. We love making these videos. We also love the chance and the opportunity to help you get where you need to go, find that perfect property, and ultimately make it so that you win. A lot of builders now are creating incentivization. Like a lot of builders are actually, more than anything else, they want to get rid of the homes, so they are okay with discounting at a really high dollar amount. Like we got a buyer of ours under contract for $80,000 off the price. So, do with that information what you want to do. But now let's move on to the next area, which is going to be Webster. I've talked about Webster to a degree. I haven't spoken about it to the best degree, meaning I haven't spoken about it probably as much as I should. Webster is a fantastic schooling. It is one of the best places to obviously take your children to learn, and then just in one of the most family-friendly area that you will ever see. So Webster Thomas should be right around there. Yeah, Webster Thomas is renowned as one of the best schools in the area. I'm going to see if it will let me. I don't think it will. That's okay. I respect that. So this is Thomas right here, home of the Titans, accordingly to their names. I used to do debate in high school, and we've competed with them a lot. They were probably, I would say they were our best rivals. Obviously, they didn't beat us, you know what I mean? But like, I would say they were our best rivals. I would say they were good competition. It was fun. It was fun. But it's going to be fun when you know you're going to win. I'm just kidding. Oh, man. You guys are like, this guy's such a jerk. No, I'm just messing around. But with that being said, one of the nice things about Webster, too, is its proximity to Irondequoit Bay, right? So you've got Webster Thomas here, and then you've got Bay Road, which is going to be right around here. But if you take Bay Road and then go Merwood, or even if you go Wellington Road, you can get to these locations right here, which is going to be DeWitt, right? In proximity to all of these locations, you've got a ton of just really, really cool areas that people vibe in, have the time of their life, right? You got these homes over here. Now, one of the things that does separate Webster compared to anything else is the tree-lined area, right? Like, look at these trees. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to try to, if I can, bring you even closer to here. I don't think I can, which is okay. But if you look, if you look past this, what you're getting is, again, that Irondequoit Bay area. Now, I wanted to get you down there, but I don't think I can. These stairs will lead you down there. That's kind of what that looks like from that perspective. Webster too is just, there's so many just really, really cool things that I really, really enjoy. Right. So any of these locations or streets are, like, drop you off like right there, are homes as well. And these are beautiful homes. Like I think Webster homes are very similar to Henrietta homes, except a little bit older. Now, they are a little bit on the older side, but at the same time, what you are getting more than anything else is you're getting renowned schooling, but you're also getting a really, really safe community. I think Webster communities are probably the safest or second safest um, in comparison to anything else. Now, I can't legally speak about the safety of all these locations because I'd be, breaking fair housing regulations and things like that. I say safety very relatively, and I'm using data from neighborhood crime reports, niche.com, and things like that. When I do speak about these things, they're not subjective; they're all factual. So with that being said, obviously you've got beautiful, beautiful homes here, right? And the other thing that I want to talk to you about too is people that live in Webster are very, very patriotic. And I think that's something that I got to explain a little bit. People that live in this area, right? Stick with me for a second here. People that live in this area, Webster, just this side, people that live in this side are very, very patriotic. And they're very right leaning and they love America. What I mean by that, before you get upset with me, what I mean by that is if you're thinking about where you'll enjoy, politically speaking, these guys do tend to lean a lot right. These guys tend to lean a lot left. These guys tend to be in the middle. Do with that information what you want to do. All I'm telling you is from a frequency and a vibration standpoint, that is where people lean. I want to make sure you know that as well. People won't tell you this. Like no one's going to tell you this. Like no one's going to sit here and be like, this is what's happening here. But like, you got to know this information. You know what I mean? So with that being said, obviously I'm going to take you to a few other things because I think more than anything else, what you're getting is you're just getting so many just things to do, right? Here is the football field. There we go. That's better. Here's the football field. There's a soccer field right there, I believe. Yep. And pseudo soccer field, if you want to call it that. And then you got a ton of buildings right there. That should be the middle school. Some greenery there. Now you're probably like, hey, Gagan, great job. You've shown me the homes. You've shown me the schools. What can I do? What can I enjoy? What can I have? You know what I mean? I get it. I understand. So we're going to take you, I'm going to take you a little bit down south and we're going to go right around here because if you go right here, so this is going to be Route 104. If you go on Route 104, you've got a few things. You've got Lowe's, you've got Target, Kohl's. So this area right there. Dun, 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 dun. Home Goods, Kohl's, right? So for the most part, let's go right there. Wegmans, LA Fitness. So this is kind of like the Esporta. This is kind of like the area, if you want to call it that. Core Life, really good food actually. I enjoy Core Life a lot. Chipotle, so you know what I mean? Like you got that food area there, and then just a little bit down south, what you're going to be getting is you're going to be getting the movie theater, which is right around here. The AMC movie theater, and then obviously, just to eat and such, you got. Is this what? This is no. This is not my favorite one. I was thinking about a place called Margaritas. They're very, very good. I just enjoy them a lot. They're very good Mexican food. But you do have food though. You know what I mean? Like right there, you got a spa right here too. So these areas, like this proximity, is kind of like, what's the word I want to say? Commercialized version of downtown Webster. Pizza. Yeah, it's really cool. There's such a unique, I think, frequency to Webster, and it's just like a slower pace of life, but it's also very, very friendly and it's communicative. When we sell houses here, people really like it. Meaning that we have a lot of, I don't want to say people like it. I think it's more so we have a lot of, we don't really get challenges. You know what I mean? Like in specific other areas, we might get some neighbors that are popping out like, oh, selling houses, blah, blah, blah. Most people in Webster are very, very friendly. Now, this is in Webster. This is Lake Road, right? So Lake Road, I can't, I'm not going to point out which house it was in specifics that we sold it to, or which one we obviously worked with. But I will say on Lake Road, if you go just right there, look at that's such a beautiful view. And this is Webster, you know. Obviously, you've got the marina over there, but this is still Webster. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Not the car. Oh, that is a nice car though. Right there, that lake. Now I don't know how often they're going to be using that that sunroof in their car, especially in Rochester. But hey, I'm a fan. So yeah, that's kind of what the area looks like more than anything else. But that's Webster for you. You know what I mean? It's a cool it's a vibe. It's the best way for me to put it. It is a vibe, except especially with its juxtaposition of Lake Ontario and Irondequoit Bay. Super cool area, super fun. Something that people really like. And moving on to our sixth location, and guys, I hope you appreciate these videos. Listen, if you do, it would mean the world to me if you called us, if you're thinking about making that move to Rochester. Our team works days and nights. Today is Christmas Eve, so 2 days before Christmas, and we love making these videos. We just love Rochester. That does not mean that I have gone Christmas shopping, um, which I need to. But hey, it's tomorrow for you. So the next area that I want to talk to you guys about is this juxtaposition of everything right here. So I can go into pretty specific details about Park Ave, about Swilberg, South Wedge. But I want to cover all these as the sixth area as a whole, because this area is just it's grown so much, right? And the one thing about South Wedge too is, in terms of an appreciation standpoint, you're going to get just so much appreciation, right? People appreciate South Wedge. If you like my jokes, let me know. And the reason they appreciate South Wedge so much is because, again, first and foremost, you're getting the proximity to all these restaurants, right? These are apartment buildings on top. You're getting the proximity to these restaurants here. You're also getting, if we go this way, which we haven't gone before, still on Gregory Street. If we go this way, you're going to get a church. And then you're going to get this middle school called Nativity Middle School. Funny fact, they rejected me when I was in, I think it was 8th grade or something. Who's laughing now? I'm just, oh man, it's the day before Christmas. Anyways, it is a good area though. It's a good school. But 909 Market, they have some of the best, what's it called? Those little fried potatoes. Such good, dude. But now, as we start coming here on Gregory Street, Bemis Jewelers, my mom gets all her jewelry from there. This is another really good area. South Clinton Ave has turned very hipstery, right? Like I want to point that out. South Clinton Ave has turned very hipstery, and it's not a bad thing. But if you're not a hipster, you're not going to necessarily like it. Like these homes are, again, on the older end more than anything else, but for the most part, you're getting that approximation to a lot of these things, right? Like if we keep going here, what you're going to see is we got Goodwill. We used to shop here when we first came to America. You got Goodwill there, and then you've got this building is a really cool one. This Flom Institute for Vision for the UFR. Now I wanna find something so I can show you guys, and it's this pizza spot that's really popular. So if we keep going on South Ave, keep going further this way, what you're gonna see more than anything else is you're gonna see this hipster pizza shop. Is this it? Nope. Oh man, was this older? No, it's not older. It should be here. Natural Foods. Weird. Okay, cool. Well, if I can find it, I will. I'll send it to you guys just so you can see it, obviously. But this is it right here. I was right. Pizza Wizard. Yeah, it's just like little just area that's super in between everything, but they have fantastic pizza, amazing pizza. And then this is just another like area that a lot of people just love, right? So because you've got here, you got the Firehouse Saloon. Um, Here you can read some of the things in the restaurant, right? Karaoke, open bar night, DJs, karaoke again, and then industry night. So that's kind of that. But for the most part, what did I just do? But for the most part, yeah, this is also cool. I like this. They have that, which is sick to me. But for the most part, this is a really good area, right? You got South Clinton Ave, and then this. I think this is still a police station, if I'm not mistaken. I know for a fact it used to be. But you're also probably thinking about, places to eat. South Wedge Diner, they have over 900 reviews, right? This is a very popular area. Like this is a popping diner. I used to have friends that live right around here, um, but that's a popping area. Now this is a retirement community. We don't, our team doesn't necessarily do as many rentals, so we primarily help people purchase and selling. But that's a retirement community, and then you've got Dollar Tree and Rent a Center right around there as well. That's kind of what that looks like. We have a lot of people that go to Highland Diner, and then the cinema. So the cinema, they used to be closed for a really long time. They just reopened up, and they have a ton of Nepali movies, which we love. Haircut salons here. There's a Vietnamese shop that's pretty good. They don't listen to you, but they do a good job. Chinese folks. There is a Chinese. This is a Chinese grocery mart right here, especially if you're looking to obviously get more food from that perspective. And then this is a Antiques Associate right there. This used to be a Indian. This used to be a Indian grocery store, but they obviously got rid of that. Indian food and imports, so it's like right here, and then you get Indian House as well. Now, if you keep going just a little bit further, what you're going to do is you're going to get Progressive Barbershop. I used to go there. I don't anymore, but they're good. And then you got Salvatore's Pizza right around here. If we keep going this way, which we won't because I don't want to get too far out. But if we keep going that way, guys, what you're going to see is you're going to eventually get to Brighton High School and also McQuaid. Like that's the direction that we were headed. Now, I don't want to go there because I want to show you Swilberg first. Um, but again, like that's kind of this area, right? Like we looked at the diner, we looked at South Wedge Diner right there. Excuse me, no, this is Rooney's Restaurant. We looked at Highland Park Diner here, South Wedge here, and then uh, you've got all these things here. You got this little park here. You got this restaurant. And that's kind of what that looks like. Now, if you're thinking about South Wedge, right, which obviously a lot of people are because it's an amazing place. There's so many. I can literally drop you off wherever, and you're going to see so many things. Now, if we just drop you off right here, I love these streets. Like I just do. I love these streets. There's something so I don't know, just beautiful about it. Call me weird. This is a popular area. Like I remember, I'll tell you guys a little story. I remember I tried to purchase a rental property in this area right here. It was going to be a duplex. I'm not going to tell you which one here, but 90% of the homes in this area are not owner occupied, meaning 90% of the homes are investors. So if you can, and you're like, hey, I want to make that move, this might be a really fantastic area because investors, the only thing they care about is the bottom line. If we can make an offer good enough, they will sell the house. So that's kind of what that looks like here. Beautiful though. You know what I mean? Like gorgeous, gorgeous homes. You got that church. Yeah, I like these streets a lot. I really do. These are good for first time home buyers. I like these streets a lot. In Rochester, you don't really see as much new development as these other locations, but fantastic. And you probably saw my video shot yesterday, and you're like, hey, where was that? This was right here. So this was literally like behind here because if you go this direction and then you go Mount Hope and you just keep going on Mount Hope, you're going to see again this building right there. Right there. But what you're going to see is this. Do you guys remember it now? You understand it now? As what's his name? Limitless Shooter used to says, I understand it now. I understand it now. But right there. And then if we keep going on Wilson, boo boo boo, we're gonna get to right there, right? You see me? Wilson, U of R. Just like that. Just like that. So that's why I like these areas so much. You know, first and foremost, the appreciation is crazy. Like Highland Hospital, my mom works here. We used to go to this all the time. This right there, the Holy Spirit, the church was where they taught us English when we first moved here. This is a fantastic area. Great community overall, just an amazing, amazing vibe. Yeah, I got nothing negative to say about it. That's that. Moving on to, I think, number 7 now. Let's get down here to Cobb's Hill. We've talked about Cobb's Hill, but I haven't shown it to you that much. Cobb's Hill is if you go 490 and keep going 490, you can connect it right here to Norris Drive. And then you've obviously got Winton Road as well, right? So this proximity, this location, it's amazing. And then obviously as you start, you can go up as well. So 490 up connects you right there. You got 590, Route 590 here. And then you got 590 this way and then 390 this way. Ba-da-ba-ba. Let me take you here. I'm going to drop this guy off. Before I do, I want to talk to you about one specific thing, and that's Midtown. Now, I get it. Midtown isn't necessarily in Cobb's Hill. It's Council Rock Estates. I actually don't know that area too well. But Midtown as a whole is a very popular and what's the word I want to say? A very respected gym. I think that's the best way for me to put it. Yeah. People, doctors, lawyers, that's where they go to gym. That's where they go to gym. But let's take you right here on Norris Drive. I want to take you to the reservoir. This is where people run. Simple as that. This is where people run. Reservoir is right there. For whatever reason, it won't let me. Well, there we go. Reservoir's right here. That's that. It's pretty. It really is pretty. The reservoir can be found in 2 different locations, right? So you got obviously up north here from Norris, and then if you also go Highland Ave, you can also find it on Highland Ave as well. So that's literally across it. Which, if you just there we go, Reservoir Road. If you go this way, there, that's perfect. If you keep going here, and you keep going, symbolic walk, right? Like you keep walking up and up and up, and what do you see? Bam, you see the reservoir, right? So that's a different direction to get to the same, I guess, location, but that's the reservoir there. A lot of people from McQuaid, from everywhere. That's where they tend to obviously enjoy just the area. Now, if we keep going this way from Norris and you get to maybe Hillside Ave and Cobb's Hill Drive, these are homes that are beautiful, right? Now, these homes do tend to be a little bit on the older end, and that's okay. A lot of our homes tend to be on the older end. Now, when you think about Cobb's Hill and you think about really just what makes it so unique, again, it's that proximity to the reservoir, it's proximity to amazing schools, and also its cost of living. Now, these homes do tend to go for, on average, around $300,000. They're also a little bit on the nicer end. The taxes in Cobb's Hill are a little bit higher as well, just because of its proximity to all these locations. But for the most part, you're going to get something like this for around $250,000, $300,000. If you want something a little bit on the nicer end, maybe even just more amazing, that's the best way to put it, you're gonna have to spend a pretty penny, right? So to get something even nicer, you're going to have to spend probably around $350,000 to $400,000. And that's kind of what our clients' ranges hover around right now. That's that. But these are nice homes. Like, I'm not trying to be, these are not negatively, what's the word I'm looking for? These are not bad homes whatsoever. Some of them do have a little bit more construction done to them than others. And because of that, it's going to cost a little bit more. You know what I mean? It just makes sense from a financial standpoint. And especially if the cost of materials have gone up, which they have. Yeah. So that's kind of what that looks like. Now, if we hover around here, you got Winton Road. This should be Hillside Winton, I believe. Yeah, bam. And then if we start coming this way, you got more and more options. So that's kind of what that looks like there. That's Cobb Hill for you. You know, you got all these other areas as well. You got Claiborne Road. I think I did show you Claiborne Road. I'm like pretty sure I did, but these are like very nice homes. You know what I mean? These are the ones that are going to be going for a little bit more on the expensiver side. And hey, it does make sense. I'm not going to sit here and say they're not worth the price because they totally are. Claiborne Road, and let's go this way. Look at that. Look at that. These are nice homes. You know what I mean? So it's not just like the older homes are all you're going to get. You're definitely going to get some revamped projects as well. And I think for the most part, something like this is just a really trees blocking it. Something like this is just a prototypical first time family home. And I'm a fan of it. So that's kind of what that looks like. These are beautiful, beautiful streets. So those are the homes there. And then it's the same way really anywhere else. Like, look at me down left. Watch this. I'm going to close my eyes. Hope I dropped you off. Yep. See? Like, yeah. So these are nice homes. These are really nice areas. I think for the most part, when we help our clients make that move and that journey to this area, what they like more than anything else is they like this proximity to Starbucks, right? So it's not just Starbucks, like they like the proximity to 12 Corners as well, because you got this right here. Now, if you look in the bottom left hand side, we're right here, right next to Winton and Elmwood. Now, if I go this way, bam, Supercuts, Great Harvest, Bagel Land, Panera, FedEx, Beyond Nails, Starbucks. This is 12 Corners. This is 12 Corners. Bam, bam, bam. So yeah, I don't know how else to what else to add to that. Like that's 12 Corners, and that's literally right here. So that's the combination of everything right there. That's that. That's Cobb's Hill, and that's also a topic or area number 7 that we just discussed. Let's look at topic number 8, and that's gonna be Perinton, right? PER, and Perinton is right around there. Yep. So Perinton is just a town, right? More than anything else, is the village of Fairport is within the town on the Erie Canal. Cool. I didn't even know that. This is Perinton as a whole. And then you obviously do have Fairport on top of it over here. You've got the community center here. You've got it. Perinton is really cool for a few things. Number one, its cost of living is a little bit lower than Pittsford's. Its affordableness is proximity by Fairport, right? So Fairport as a whole they don't have the craziest home prices, but they are definitely getting more so on the expensive side. And with that being said, Perinton, because obviously it's synonymous with Fairport, it's just the same way, right? Fairport has this. I want to see if I can find it anywhere here. Fairport has really, really amazing things for a few things, right? So if I drop you off right here, and I say Fairport, Perinton synonymously, you've got, I believe that this is the library. Yep. And then we're going to go this way. You've got diners, you got things to do, places to eat. And then what's really, really cool that I personally love is look at this. You got this walk, right? This is Fairport Walk. I think it's amazing. Again, you've got beautiful homes here as well. Now, what I do want to see if I can find is this foot massage place. Stick with me here. Foot massage place, Fairport, New York. Let's see. Happy Feet Massage. Is this it? Maybe. No, I don't think it is. Oh, did they move? No, they didn't move. It's okay. I tried. Perinton, New York. The reason I was bringing that up is because that area is super popular, and it's something that we are seeing a lot of people obviously traverse to because they've got things like the foot massage place. There was a specific like group of buildings that I was looking to find, but I can't see that. I'll look for it in a second. But what I really, really like about this location as a whole, first and foremost, you got 490, you go 490 west, boom, Rochester in about 20 minutes, right? If you're looking to go down, if you're looking to go down south, you've got Victor, Farmington, Canandaigua. And I'm not going to give you guys any hints, but maybe one of those things is then our last one, maybe. You know, so that's kind of what that looks like from that proximity standpoint. Now, if we just deep dive ourselves into some of these homes, right? Bang, right there. Look at these, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Right there, right there, right. I like the fact that these homes look like they're a little bit on the younger side. You're probably wondering how much are these going to cost. For the most part, homes in Fairport are around $250,000. So that's that there. Again, you do have spas. You do have, Casa Larga. Oh, the vineyard. Yeah, you got the vineyard here. That's what it is. Then, if we keep going this way, what I'm going to show you guys is dun, 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 WHIT Whitney Town Center. So if we go this way, right up north, bam, you get the town center. Right. So this is if I just drop you off, literally, right. I'm gonna drop you off right there. This is the town center. So this is Fairport, because Fairport is a town. I think most people think of it as just a area, but Perinton is the overall mothership of it. Then Fairport is a town. Look at that. Right, so you've got the town center here. Little pizza area. And then you've got leasing as well for seniors. But that's that. I'm going to show you guys from a proximity standpoint, I'm going to show you guys another area as well, because you've obviously got all this over here. You've got this right there, which is just a lake, like a body of water kind of thing, right? Now, if we just operate here, you've got Erie Canal. Now, people love just going to the Erie Canal, chilling, hanging out with their friends, and just enjoying overall just the vibe. I'm a fan of that as well. Now, if we go back to Farrington, if we go back to Perinton as a whole, what are you getting? Well, first and foremost, obviously Fairport. Secondarily, Wegmans, hotels, and you got really, really good schools. Now, we looked at everything already, right? Powder Mills Park is one of the most popular parks in the overall Rochester area. People go here all the time with their children. It's just a great, great area. So that's number one, right? Number two, again, I looked at the vineyard. It was right over here. I thought it was up there. That's why I was thinking, oh gosh, but silly me. Next, you've got Fairport High School right here. I'm going to drop you off just so we can get a better look. Turn around. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit hungry. So Fairport High School should be right around there. For whatever reason, it's not popping up. And that's okay with me, because we're going to keep looking for it. It should be, again, first and foremost. Here. There we go. Sorry about that. For whatever reason, I was acting up. That's Fairport High. These are the homes surrounding Fairport High. Right there. It's going to be on Country Road. Right there. Yep. That's Fairport High School. It's a good school. No real complaints about it. God, oh man, I remember these areas, man. I remember like the I remember those football games. I remember parking right there, Country Road. If we keep going down Country Road, there's a place where we got pizza. It was just I remember all these places. Like I remember just hanging out with my friends here, right there. Yep, Deli and Pizza. I remember this place, and it's just Rochester's home. You know what I mean? Like I know everything about this place. I've lived here my basically my entire adult life. So if you guys are thinking about making that move to Rochester, give us a call. You know, no obligation, no nothing, no commitment. If we can help you find the perfect area in Rochester, we will 100% do so. Our team, everyone has lived here for a very, very long time, and everyone here is just, well, they're good people. I will never say that to their faces, but they're amazing people. So that's that. And then again, just homes, kind of what they're looking like for the most part. A lot of these homes have definitely gone up in appreciation in the last few years, but that's kind of what Perinton and Fairport looks like. Perinton is a bigger mothership of Fairport, but this is kind of that area as a whole. Last, but definitely not least, let's move a little bit further out and get here. You guys are probably thinking, that's far. It's not. If you go up and then you go up 490, keep going 490, and then go west, bam, 30 minutes. If you go up 90 and then go up 390, obviously same trajectory, bam, 30 minutes. This is really stupid. I don't know why you would go all the way like that. That's about maybe an hour. But Victor's nice. I think that's the best way for me to put it. Victor is nice. So I'm going to put you guys like right there, and then we can kind of see everything. But this is kind of what everything looks like in Victor, right? So again, what you are getting is you're getting a town, you're getting a community more than anything else, right? A lot of these locations are, especially in Rochester, are very family friendly areas. A lot of these locations are places that people feel safe, you know, meeting their neighbors with or going outside and saying hi and just enjoying the community. And I think that's what makes it so special. Now, if we go through Victor, now you can kind of see my screen in the bottom right, and we go up Church Street, you're going to get some more homes. Victor, unfortunately, the one caveat is it doesn't have that proximity to Lake Ontario as the other locations did, but it does have proximity to Canandaigua. Canandaigua and Victor are probably the closest amongst each other than any other places in Rochester. So that's kind of what that looks like here. These are beautiful homes, though, and you're probably wondering how much they're costing. Victor's a little bit more on the expensive side. These homes in Victor, they're going to go for around $300,000 to $350,000. If you are looking for, maybe something a little bit on the nicer end, a little bit more on the expensive side as well, you're going to probably get up there to give or take maybe $900,000, maybe $1 million as well. Victor is definitely a lot more on the expensive side compared to a lot of these locations, but it does make up for it because it keeps appreciating just so freaking fast. These homes are going to be hovering around the 200, 250, give or take price range right here in these areas on Murphy Drive. Now, obviously, they're not those, massive homes that you're seeing, but let me see if I can find kind of the areas that we are talking about, just so you get a good idea of like, hey, this is what specifically it's looking like. So if we go right here on Bunskin Drive, oh man, these homes are a little bit more on the expensive side here. Now I'm going to try to find a very specific area here. It's going to be Arbor Glen Drive. So this is going to be right there in Victor. So it's a little bit down south, right? So obviously you got Victor up here. If you go up 490, trust me, there's a reason that I'm bringing you here. We're talking about these $1 million homes. These are the $1 million homes. Like, again, that's that. These are pretty homes. And what's nice is, man, look at them. Look at how much space you have. Now, obviously, if you are thinking about buying any of these homes, give us a call, shoot us a text. Our team, this is literally what we do for a living. And we've actually sold a home on this QA sec a little while back. That's why I know about this area. But yeah, that's that. Now, if we can literally from a proximity standpoint, I can take you guys just about anywhere, right? Like obviously you've got all these streets here. Now, even just this right there, bam, or even just this right here, you're going to get a little bit just more, some roads there kind of thing. But these places too, like we're seeing a lot of new builds. Like it's not new builds, excuse me. We're seeing a lot of builds happening as a whole. That's what I meant to say. These are beautiful, beautiful tree-lined streets, though. I love this for the fact that there's so many things here in which it's just literally one home, Like, look at this. Look at how much space you have. And then you got nothing else on the other side. So if you are obviously looking for something in the area where it's like it's not too far, but it's not too close either, that's going to be up here. Obviously, you've got other neighborhoods as well. When you think about it from a financial standpoint, what happens, guys, is if you're living in the city, if you're living in the suburb, if you're living in it, it's going to be expensive. It's going to be expensive. If you're living on the outskirts, like Victor Menden Road, if you're living on the outskirts, it's going to be not as expensive, or you're going to get something a little bit cheaper compared to the thing in the city. So like we got the community school right here. All these areas, you've got construction parks, you've got family areas there. There was a specific street that I was looking at that I want to see if I can find right here. So if we go Hickory Lane, I don't even think it's going to let me. Will it not let me? No, that's cool. Okay, cool. Well, I tried. But these are nice houses. Like these are super nice houses there. And then if we go, obviously back from West Main Street and then go up to High Street, what you're going to get the Victor High School right there. Now, these pictures are 2021. So Google, do your job, fix them. But this is Victor High School. Victor High School is one of the best high schools that we know. Actually, no, this is 2007. That's the high school area there. And then obviously with, proximity to things, you've got gyms, you've got parks, Cannabis and Co. You've got another park here. You've got detailing for your cars. You've got golf courses. There's just a lot of really, really cool things to do in Victor. And then if you just move a little bit southeast Main Street and then go here, these are just homes. You've got bakeries, you've got shops, mom and pop shops, which I love. I'm just a huge fan of mom and pop shops. But I also really like these kind of homes, like personally, because, as we're looking to add to our rental portfolio, I think these are really good for the first time home buyer homes. And again, like as our sister gets a little bit older too, and she eventually wants to move out, we're gonna make it so that, we can get her something like this. So we're not get her something like this. I'm not gonna buy her for her, but she's gonna start looking at homes like that, so she can obviously start, getting that appreciating asset for herself as well. And then, with that being said, you've got the racetrack. Will it let me? You can try. Racetrack right there. Which I don't even know if you guys knew we had. Yeah. Super cool, right? That's a pretty awesome racetrack. No, that's a pretty awesome racetrack. But, with that being said, that's Victor for you, and that's really all of Rochester. So the next one that I'm going to cover is Canandaigua. But it's not going to be in this one just because I think that's done already. So with that being said, guys, hey, listen, real quick thing. Which one of these would you want to live in? Which one of these areas do you think is the best bet? Which one of these do you think would be a good fit for you? Because figure that out. And then before you make that decision to come to Rochester, what you got to know is there's 10 new reasons for why you should not live in Rochester, New York. I'm going to post that video right there. Watch it. See you soon. Bye.